scream bravo. Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
Hey everybody, it's Paul from Gold Gauntlet Comics, continuing my series about Hurricane Dorian. Today is day 4, and she's just been real difficult today. Today's theme is let's not move and let's sit and pummel the small island nation of the Bahamas for 2 or 3 days. It's just insane. Here's a current cone. They're still sticking with it, staying offshore and moving up the coast of Florida, up to Georgia, possibly South Carolina. They've already evacuated parts of South Carolina and North Carolina. Also on the east coast of Florida, they've done evacuations as well. Following is the Weather Channel update that I recorded. See you when it's
Juno
done.
Beach actually reporting winds gusting to 48 miles an hour. One of my favorite beaches there in Florida.
And there you go. It just goes to show you, again, you don't have to have that center move on through to find some of those big impacts here. So again, we're still not out of the woods, and we're going to continue to drive that point home. And Carl, you pointed out some of those ensemble members here when it comes to the forecast models, and how there's a number of them that do remain offshore, which is exactly what we want to see. But even in the best case scenario, even if it's farthest to the east, still going to be finding some of those impacts when it comes to these waters. Still remaining choppy, current risk, high wave action out there for us as well. That is still quite a bit of a concern.
Yeah, there's no question about that. I mean, when you look at the winds here and what we're expecting in terms of winds across the region, they could be very strong indeed. Here you see winds perhaps gusting to a hurricane force along the coast, and that would be anywhere from the eastern part of Palm Beach County and over into Indian River and Martin, as I mentioned, over towards the Space Coast. And so, what that implies is not just the wind, but of course the wind that is driving into the coast all the way along as the storm is coming up and along the coast. So a water level rise of 4 to 7 feet will be possible, but again, that is highly dependent on the exact track of the storm, but also very large waves are going to be generated by the storm of 5 to 15 feet coming into the coastline, and that too can also raise the water levels. That's called wave run-up and wave set-up. So this is going to be devastating for a lot of the beaches, and maybe very similar to what we saw with Hurricane Matthew in 2017, with some surge coming up there, particularly towards northern Florida and parts of Georgia, and then even into South Carolina and North Carolina, even though the storm is going to be less intense by that time. So, yes, even though you're absolutely right, Alex, even though we may be looking at an offshore track, it's not as if though we're not going to see much weather. And here's a look at the wave height forecast. And you see in pink there, those are wave heights of over 20 feet. So that's just offshore. And then in the blue color, that's wave heights of 10 to 15 feet. So that's coming right up and into the coast and really giving those beaches a workout. And, that's at a minimum, most likely. That's the least that we're going to see. But if you do move that core closer, more over to the west, closer to the coast, then you're going to be looking at a great amplification of all of those effects, Alex.
All right, indeed. We'll be continuing to monitor that's for sure, as we head on through the coming days. Back here in Fort Lauderdale, where the waves continue to crash on in, and we're seeing a few more folks kind of venturing out into those waters, which we really don't recommend. It is not safe to be doing so, at least right here in Fort Lauderdale. The beach is not closed yet, but there is a red flag that is in place, so that basically means don't get into the water. It's just not safe to do so at this point. Even though the stations are manned, the lifeguard stations, why make the lifeguards work? There's no reason for them to have to come out there and rescue in what is still dangerous waters right now. Radar picture showing you where the rain continues to sort of spiral its way on in. We've seen a couple of rain bands sneak their way on in. Some heavy tropical downpours. They've been moving on in here into South Florida, and that will continue to be the case. Again, you see the center of the circulation, again, still well on off towards the east. But again, still way too close to comfort, and we see some of those bands that continue to spiral on in. One now just on off towards our north. That will eventually begin to move right back on into our neck of the woods. So we'll be watching that very closely, and we think that's going to be the general theme for the rest of the day. We bring in those downpours, those gusty winds, and then we get a bit of a break like we're seeing right now. No rainfall for us at this hour, but like that, it'll move on in and then move right on out. But still a very powerful hurricane, 150 mile per hour sustained winds with this thing, Category 4 hurricane right now, which continues to be a major player. Still dealing with a number of alerts here in Fort Lauderdale. We're under a tropical storm watch. But as you work your way northbound, just to our north, Palm Beach County, that's where you have a tropical storm warning. And those warnings extend a bit farther inland, even into a spot like Orlando, where we have tropical storm warnings that are in place there. And watch out, there's still the issue with storm surge north of us here as you get up towards places like the Jacksonville area, Brunswick, Savannah, even around Tybee Island, where we find our very own meteorologist Felicia Combs hanging out. That's an area that's also concerned what's going to be happening out there in these waters.
All right, so there you have it. Like I said, she's not moving. Well, actually, she's shifted to west-northwest, so she's starting to go off and fortunately get off of the Bahamas. As you can see, we had some little rain bands down here. I have some video after this of what the day looked like when we started, and then after the rainstorm where I discuss ground saturation and how that's really a reality when it comes to these storms for flooding. Anyways, a little bit more on the Bahamas. I'm not sure if you've seen any of the footage. It's very scary, very sad. If you have a chance, take a look at it. I'm not including it on here because I'm not sure about copyright. But trust me, it really illustrates what it's like to be stuck in a Category 5 storm and have nowhere to go and have everything get flooded by storm surge and then wind. I mean, they're getting hit by everything. Storm surge, wind, rain, front end, back end, storm sitting over them and stalling. Really scary stuff. Really sad. So prayers are definitely going out that everybody's going to be okay. I've already got word that there's people staging at Marco Island and Key West to send supplies and help to them in the Bahamas. They're going to need it. FEMA doesn't cover over there because they're not part of the United States. They're their own nation. I'm sure that we'll do something for them, though. We have to. It's a sad situation. The good news is that a lot of them got out while the getting was good. So they take these hurricanes very seriously. I almost feel like they take it a little bit more seriously than we do. And the people who are stuck behind, excuse me here, people who are stuck behind are stuck because they really couldn't find a way to get out. So, please say prayers for them if you believe in that. So anyways, here's the before and after for the weather here. Like I said, I just wanted to illustrate the ground saturation. Today was a beautiful day again, so we're lucking out. But once again, these rain bands are reaching over to us, as you see here. So, all right, everybody. So it's a beautiful day here, beautiful Labor Day. Only weather difference I see is that it's a little breezy out. It's not usually this breezy, especially when it's 90 degrees. When that breeze quits, I can feel the rain coming. It's like a hot knife on humidity. I'm also taking a picture of this because I wanted you to see our road, how clear it is before a rainstorm. And this will show you what one of our worries is when these storms come around. After it rains a little bit, I'm going to come back out here and show you what it looks like. But other than that, beautiful day out, little breeze, like I said, not normal, but hey, I'm enjoying it, All right, okay, so here we are. We had our afternoon rain. Sort of illustrates my point, but not really. It was a lot worse yesterday after that band that went through. But you can see down here how it's flooding. The reason I wanted to show this, you can sort of see the ditch too here, how it's a little flooded. But I wanted to illustrate this because this is a problem right now here in Florida. It's been a rainy season. And a hurricane, tropical storm even, can really be devastating this time of year. It's why it's always like a triple whammy to get a storm in the summer, which is when they come, unfortunately, when we're having our rainy season. Really, your rain level just quadruples because of the saturation of the ground. So like I said, it's not as much as I wanted to show you. Yesterday, it was all the way up along this ditch and into the road, almost to the half of the road. So it's a little bit better today. So it sort of illustrates what I wanted to show everybody. Have a great day. See you later. Thanks for watching. All right, so there was that. Yeah, ground saturation becomes a real reality with these storms. Um, yeah, where as the flooding gets worse because there's nowhere for the water to go, especially on islands and near swampland or near wetlands. So I just wanted to illustrate that. It wasn't as bad as yesterday. Yesterday it was all up half of the street. So once again, here's the beautiful storm. Wishing she was here to take this thing away. It's just, this storm is historical in so many different ways, and it's, geez, we're not done yet. This is day 4. I'm going to be recording tomorrow, so we're going to day 5. Once again, thanks for going on this journey with me for this Labor Day. As soon as it starts going north and gets past where it's going to give us trouble, that's when I'll stop the series, of course. I hope everybody had a happy Labor Day. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you're not a member. If you're not a subscriber, if you are a subscriber, please make sure to like and share. And thank you so much for coming back and watching me again. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day. Stay safe.